Morning world, this is Mervily Myers, your blogger from Alma Grove, showing you how God is preparing me to find my purpose and end 10 years of systemic discrimination. So I got up this morning and I started creating this. The idea was germinated when I started clearing out some files and folders, decluttering. So I got up this morning, but I have to say, because I need to be down low creating this, I feel the twinge in my back and I'm hoping it will hold on. I'm going to go through it very quickly because I don't know how much space I have. So it says Mervily Myers Victim Housing for Women, 2001 to 2024. And this will tie up my journey of 10 years of systemic discrimination. So as I said, I'm going to be brief and just show you what I've created. Yeah? And it says Reverend Rose Hudson Wilkin refused to mediate. ITV News 2018. There's a method to my madness. So this is when I met the Reverend Rose Hudson Wilkin. Make sure you see the sign where it was. Annual General Meeting, Housing for Women. Across here, you will see the sign that says A New Met for London. Yeah? And I'm just going to be brief, as I said, because I don't know what space I've got. Yeah? Because these are crucial to my stories. Yeah? So I'm going to flick through. And then I'm going to go around here. So you see, that's my poster. And as you can see, I mentioned A New Met for London. That's me. Before or after I was labeled a violent nuisance. This is what I created. David helped me because we must tell the stories of how black people are taking advantage of their own. Yeah, that person wrote a 12-page witness statement for Housing for Women. Hence why I'm a violent nuisance. As you can see, I never stopped writing. So I did actually wrote to Robert Buckland. Yeah. See, I put these things, they are relevant because, as I said, I'm doing what I need to do because nobody's going to help me. I've been abandoned by families and friends. As you can see, I came in the paper 2004. Yeah, that's when it all started. And 20 years now later, nobody's supporting me. So you will see Santander complained 2023, and that had to do with why we were robbed on the 19th. Yeah? Because of Santander's doing. I have several information out there relating to this. So you see, my handwriting is not of the best, but sometimes I do have to write. Yeah? So here we are. That's all to do with here. At the time I said systematic discrimination. Yeah. Somebody tried to scam me, send me email. I had to deal with all of that. And now where I'm at. Sometimes I feel I'm going to have a heart attack. I feel like I'm going to have whatever. Yeah? No, I'm going the wrong way. Okay, so I should be here. So you will see nationwide. They are the latest. Financial Ombudsman, all of them. And they just take it as a joke to target a vulnerable person. Yeah? We've got your complaint. Yeah? Yeah? We've not upheld your complaint. We've got a decision for you. And it carries on and carries on where till now. I don't know where I am. And it's just one thing after another. How can one woman who has done so much ended up being this person, despised by the world? So here I am. Yeah? Mervily Myers FD Open. So I was the face of Windows 70. 2018. 2018 was when I was on King's College Radar CNS. Yeah? So I make sure I put when I was my certificate. I also put my husband's because he died without his passport. And what the passport office tried to do to me for me not to get my my passport. The person in ITV News beamed across the world Windows 70 is a criminal needing emotional regulation treatment to cover Leaf and Corhurt's abusers of Richard Hartiman in child care, refer to Fight for Justice. Now I am on a mission to find out if there is indeed, and I'm almost positive from my research, that there is a paedophile ring operating out of House of Commons nursery from 2010 when the Equality Act became law. So here you see, making headline news, Sky News visited Luton Street Nursery, and there I was. And there I was showcasing my homemade books. Yeah? Showcasing my homemade books and what has happened to me since. Yeah? Mr. Seeley, his reference. So I actually write it and he said he put it on the thingy. And it's factual, not made up. So I come across here and I show you how I come to join LinkedIn. So Jonah Sullivan sent memo for staff to join LinkedIn to contribute to her blog. Everybody was reluctant because I guess they knew who Jonah Sullivan was. They were moving in that circle. I didn't know. I just take Jonah Sullivan for this genuine person. And I guess the impact on my disability, finding out who Jonah Sullivan was, has played a major role, but Jonah Sullivan will be taken down. So that's Jonah Sullivan on the day that Sky News came. All my homemade books. That's 2011. If I had not been pushed back, yeah, my homemade books, they are mine. I left them at Luton Street. I didn't take one with me. Yeah, because I just created things. Yeah, here it is. Even my pedagogy. Yeah, Nelson Mandela, the purpose of freedom is to create for others. Who is the criminal? Yeah, Nelson Mandela, I was made by the law a criminal, not because of what I had done, but because of what I stood for, because of what ... So here it is. When I applied, I was the only one shortlisted for the role of lead early years practitioner. I came back from holiday. At annual conference, Elizabeth Reid told me about the post because they hide jobs. Yeah? She told me about it. Michael Gove was the keynote speaker. Michael Gove later became, was in housing. Yeah? So I didn't get the job. Yes? And that caused me to have another meltdown. And I decided, you know what, I can't be going through all these things anymore. So I'm just going to work for my pension. So I dedicated myself to making Leaf a beacon. I was sent to work from home sometimes by Julie Wees. Yes? And why am I here 10 years later? Yeah? So this was when there's correspondence. Devonshire solicitors. But I first became aware of Devonshire solicitors when I got a letter dated the 13th of July, 2023, in the same vein. So I remember I sat here, right here, used the telephone, and telephone the number on the letter to ask, what are you doing? Do you know what you're doing? I was going to the solicitors that Mimi Owusu found us to look about the power of attorney. She introduced us and advised me to do it and the will. After Trevor Anthony Tomlinson came here and took his father £11,000. And to know that Mimi Owusu can turn around and do what she's done to me, I don't know. So I'm going to put these solicitors in the public domain for what they have done. What they have done, and the barrister who claims she was treated the same way. Yeah, that I'm going through. And they've stood by and allowed me to be going through this. So let's put them on record. So now this is a letter. Yeah, so thanks to District Judge Beecham, that's why I'm still here with my fight for justice. Yeah, so this is from Debbie Thomas. Yeah, as you can see, we have to take note of those. And now Debbie Thomas has joined the hate mob in Almagrove. Yeah? because he claims that Joe Hooper is not a racist. So nothing that I say. Debbie Thomas have about £500. So this is when they're talking about, I put in complaints after complaints. So this was about District Judge Stellini. And this is more recent. Yeah? Now, this is statement for housing for women. I think this was after this, because I was threatened with eviction. Yeah? As you can see, I'd gone into arrears because of what Barclays closed my account. And then it was after this communication, I think, I spoke on the phone with people that they deleted, wiped my data. Now, how does this come in? Legal row as 17 criminals are deported to Jamaica. I'm focusing on District Judge Stellini. No, Lady Justice Simla stopped removal of 25 in group. The district judge, Justice Simla, who sent my case back to EAT with caveats for disability, and then joined in with them to say I made up disabilities. Yeah? And they allowed Samantha Jones to argue the case on Parkinson's, when I cannot claim Parkinson's as a disability because I do not have a medical diagnosis. Yeah? So this is something about my husband with his NHS, because my husband died on Byron Ward, King's College Hospital. Neglected. I was beaten, taken from his bedside and manhandled on the 6th of April. 2 days after I was in court, when Trina Filbert provoked me. So I reacted. On the 7th, the 6th, I had come from Windrush Vigil and gone there, and what ensued. And now they wrote a bill and receipt of what I had done. Yeah. I had the first nervous breakdown at King's College Hospital, NHS Foundation Trust, Mapwater House, Day Nursery, workplace. Huh? So this is my first, what would you say, medical report, because I needed it for my exam. And I couldn't get anything to do with Parkinson's because I do not have a diagnosis. And now Dr. Phil Gregory is going to say he took things from electronic and what Dr. Phil Gregory has done and what Maudsley has done and what NHS has done. Right now, I don't even have a GP. So this is the third time I don't have a GP. Yeah? So I was called to make appointment to come for my my test results review. And I got there and I was sent out. So I'm not registered down to a GP. I have mental and physical disabilities exacerbated because of discrimination. And this is where I'm at, people. How fair is life? Is it any wonder I said, God don't love me? I don't think God loves me. God just wants me to suffer. Yeah? Okay. So I need to go around here now. Yeah? So here we are. Yes? So here we are. Let the world see. This is what I do. I spend my time writing and doing things. And now Housing for Women is going to tell me my websites and stuff that I paid money for. Whatever I have, that's not free. I'm not supposed to write things and they're going in there. That is breach. So that's me. Where was I? Bird in the bush. I've written things. Yeah? I just don't go ahead and take my thingy. I ask permission and I go the proper procedures. Yeah? So here we are. June O'Sullivan. June O'Sullivan is going to be taken down. Lynn Kelly, I don't know if she's still in the business. But June O'Sullivan, you're going to be charged for being an accessory to Richard Harty, men in child care, pedophile rings. Yeah? Marianne Breslin. So this is Bird in the Bush. Yes? So here, this child, the way he was treated at Bird in the Bush by Benedict Sewi. Yeah? I was offered a job for 46 to 55,000 pounds. Yeah? I couldn't take up the offer because I didn't have the necessary qualification. Yet I told Professor Chris Pascal and Tony Bertram when I met them, and they endorsed me on LinkedIn, that I intend to get my St. Teacher qualification before I go home. So here we are. When I'm talking about what I'm talking about. So this is it. When June O'Sullivan came to Bird in the Bush Nursery. Yeah? Before she did her plots. So they get me to whatever. So I'm trying to find my name. Yeah? During the war, and Merva Lee has begun to record her story for the nursery. Okay. I had not realized that Merva Lee had moved from Luton to BIB and was very happy to find her in the garden playing with a child who had just learned to cycle. She has embraced the multi-generational approach and has been doing a life story with a local woman, aged 77-year-old, ex-nursery volunteer. No, she was okay. She has been an evacuee during the war, and Merva Lee has begun to record her story for the nursery history. She said they could not believe we were interested in her story and cried with emotion. Thank you to Remy. We waited to say hello before leaving. Yeah? Yes? I don't know if this is the one about the cassava. Probably not. But there was another one about cassava. Yeah? Right. So, yeah? Right. So this is the one about the cassava. I'm tracking June O'Sullivan because June O'Sullivan is going to pay for what she has done to me. Yeah? I then discovered a root vegetable unfamiliar to us and discovered from Merva Lee that it was cassava. She and Sorrow explained all about cassava, and Merva Lee promised a piece for the bulletin board explaining what to do with cassava. I just thought of cake, but I like the idea of cassava duff. And you think June O'Sullivan must get away? And Housing for Women must get away? I was first published in the Nursery World. Yeah? Digging up the potato at Luton Street. And 10 years of my life lost. And now Housing for Women, what Housing for the Women has done to me, considering the gardening that I have done out there. Now the world is going to know what Housing for Women is. What Housing for Women is. With that terrorist. Yeah? With the terrorists upstairs. And the hate mob in Alma Grove. And then the lovely Dr. Phil Gregory, who came on board. And whatever he has done and contacted whatever. And now Maudsley is contacting me. The world is going to know that there are pedophiles in the early years sector. There are murderers and rapists. Yeah, those who try to section me, murder me, kidnap me between October 30th of October 2017, when Winsome Duncan sent police and the ambulance came to section me from a malicious report. I wrote on Facebook I was feeling suicidal. I explained to Dr. Phil Gregory about how that suicide came about. Yes? I explained to him how the suicide came about. And since they refuse from accepting, I put that in there. Yeah? 1 in 5 of all suicides are associated with unemployment. HCT Group Impact Report 2016. When I did not commit suicide to suit them, my husband and I became 600,000 older people in the UK. So they leave their home once a week or less. Yeah? So this is the terror cell. This is the terror cell. Yeah, I'm so paranoid. Although I put the latch on, I have to put something there that it will shut me out. So this is my letter that came. I didn't open coming here yesterday. Yeah? Yeah? So this is from the county code. How did I become this person? I don't know. I just don't know anymore.